We drama pa.
Are they? Why are they?
No. Me body down say I didn't me propaganda.
Now see me body na blocking Mikey. Now we I was somebody you grant me blocking Mike na me dey kit we dem blocking Mike
Oko ya obe hu say afi o kasa be call Mike no. Now
Papa.
Me bad me tisa na ubo NDC for advert. Ana na nya station.
Ahya. Ahya.
Don't be sure muska. Because was a station my boycott.
Kokoko na omuzo mu.
Na ye kokoko na etisu. Ana
na Akumea. Topic am dem NDC nka ho. Ano be topic am na Akumea me dem NDC.
Ona say bibi wo na menti ase ase mutimi bisa wo. Say anamboa. Menti ase.
We
nani eno ntino.
We no when the obebisa just so invoke proper jurisdiction of kokoko.
Okay. We don't be bomb charge. Na menti ase ne say. Ye nwa no NDC for. Omsi wo show yi kokoko yi enye papa. Eno ntino be say fie ba ko ni akire. Omso muntu omo na nsi ha. Na om de omo advert abaha sebo. NDC for. Also they say would go. De abanka do beju musika no abo. Na miti omo advert no. But is omo bo Dr. Baumia ene President Akufado omo ne. Dr. Baumia mti so omo kan say Baumia say be o kan 2016 economy news say if the fundamentals are weaker the exchange rate will expose you. Na boni bene wo enya no kware. Na enya no kware.
Say omo person omo chire say.
Na
now the men can iPack ni we amechiri umu.
So other you must I say me I don't have me iPack so.
They would we amechiri umu.
Because no
obet me chire mu obi a waye na advert but who na be chire mu.
Okay.
Mech
they don't be chire because no I just can. I mean be chire. What just can they won't be chire. Na ba me kind they no quite. In fact, ye nya enim a free 2020 titru COVID di buy in Ukraine ntokwa buy Ghana economy never say the fundamentals became weak anambwa time na sound a COVID in buy na Ukraine and buy and fundamentals of the economy were good no. The exchange rate was good between 2017 and 2019. Fundamentals don't say after 2020 no. The city also became weak. It's in about me I can no quite true do sad time no any end. It is the way don't buy advert there. Muda mun kosunjo musikai. Na ye no mkra no na ya NDC John Mahama ne ne a ye deba be bo wo Peace FM ha omunye hu ye. Nema o kika ye na onye magician obema ejuma ba ene na o kan ne or your dead goat into your nose strikes na can we and can the coat na can the shirt and na unye president down to be nya said nya ba body nya wa why this card oba be nya bi pa na na
ya me nhyira so
but you ba no mind discount o en de ya asem na yasem papa and o kan say na we ye campaign and throw wom no kwai kakra na nya ba be bo akere Ghana for e wa here na sa a NDC ni electoral commission ni na menya atiki kai ni nya to asum but we hu NDC for asem no nya chum na ewom no ero na emia so nya chum no na emia obeka NDC for 2016 na yenya elections parties nya yena fire ho pa so it is a party be a bibia sana na atike ken asi yenya ye hwese na ye party ye say NPP NDC CPP ye hwe say bibia betimi ama abato no akonkan eno ana esi yenya ye ni di akire parties no na say wo sha se na ukoka se electoral commission adding shishe bia ba na shishe na omo de aba no omo ye ma of the via benma ma party bia then na utiminya cooperation. And this if I can pay say register na bloated and near my because and electoral commission some more regulations to my MPP. Ya kaza mufa evidence I can say.
Adansi.
Ya kaza mufa adansi banso adansi emi. Muff and this for you. Now Urefi, this is a political party. Omoko Jina Supreme Court. And yet High Court, Supreme Court. I see Supreme Court elections now ya no 2020 no. Ya declare result no. Yen body nyengu. Yen election no fufro. And I say yen fa yen declare winners of the election. Moko ya ejuma titru say monfa dance di embra. Omutimi twa court nanim catch court ni say. Ya father si dey biamba nana ameboa oze dey
ose oboa na me say omoa
no mo dey adasidi who adasidi of the court no
bacho dabi
ye mom calculator now ni ho so come dey adasidi ko yanke mom calculator say na mo gi figures na mo calculator enim guase say nanso mo nya botre na mo di electoral commission atem so omu wi abanuma ma MPP no mo nyade no mo ye chese attempt the electoral commission na mo political party na mo call court bi something dance dey mo si mo fa dance dey amba na embom se dey ma menu begina adaka mu a ora mbunya dance dey na we ye da so mo so na nenti kra because of nyanchum no ye me yan ne se so be kai 2016 NPP another political party. Yes, maybe because we are registered numa. If he say emboa, nti ya the two electoral commission in him say senkebeya come yenye audit of the register. Ubekai Dr. Baumia ye press conference wa Lisa Hotel. Edia dance die especially border areas no. So na was our press conference that's it. Odia dance die hodro go from say register now you bloated, particularly with border areas. And the end is no for an audit. So the NDC for cancer umbrella. Omu didi NPP for them. Said the no and twasum. In fact, me wa nyama no mkika ni bi kra wa ha. Omu chairman for so ampofo. O can say NPP for audit na yesi e hwehwe no. I say absurd, but for Kasem, just a nyansa enim. Wow, 2016. We put the August 1st, 2015. General Secretary and no chairman. I say it. I say, also Ekoka Nasemi 12 August 2016. I say Obia Onje Electoral Commission nundino na owadremu ekaw.
That was then.
Ana yera mahama nkasa. I say Electoral Commission muntimi enrege election ma party bia. Na Ghana electoral system ni hihye na ye wono. Enya possible say party Electoral Commission be wia abemu ma party bi. Yera John Mahama, so that no a president. Okay, say Electoral Commission no omo wo fa hudi independence. Omo ye independence. That's an ekano. Omo ye independent into no party bia entimi and dictate ma Electoral Commission. So I was saying bia o de faculty o manim. Na ja omo no mum take decision. Men kon koye demonstration. So who was sema faculty dan Electoral Commission no mo hwe mu na bibi o no betu one na mo a omo tu one no mo ye independent. Yes, I feel na be demonstration. Yes, I feel na because young kofu bi no me audit na can count. This is President Mahama. Na Electoral Commission share na hono muntimi wie mu da. Nse ne hwa sem o mo kan ne.
Na say ebia conditions are now 2016 and tisenne.
Menu principles the answer.
But conditions.
Electoral Commission intimi real election mu 2016 na 2010 meeting real election. Principle is principle. So enti mu DNPP for atem say yenim nyansa obi a wo see Electoral Commission unji omundi na che say wo wadwen mu kan ase edun kitia. Na no ya. Wow. No, the same thing. Now in 2016 they see it and they say Electoral Commissioner that is Amren a set up committee. Na ye papa oyan baby ko. VCRC crab da no. Emma omo free parties ni nya. Na NDC kind and they say from so be crowd will register no more. And she share na e wo ho no. And in the system no a bit me CC san share no so kai sa de no nana ya niti omo gin this afi na kwakoye audit na kwaye bibi nhihye wo ho a so bi aka baabi ye nhihye wo ho uti ase edun kiti o se untimi nkoka se na obi afri mu ti enyi nipa ko ni dim free register chi so de adase de ko ye nya etiop e ma no mo kan ye no committee na Electoral Commission see hono VCRC committee omo gini nya atumu mo report no kan say ehun hia say ebe audit bia na emum nhihye na ewo ho for electoral exhibition ya ne nhihye ka ho ni nya no inform so bia ewo register no so ebetimi asiesie te ehun hia say ebe audit emi nya parties nya agi atumu na nti ene no de be na asesa and then no there in share na mo kan etre Ghana for say share no betimi asiesie sinto bia no and then san share ni hobiem well intina because say anya atwum no na me ya and this is for kasa with principle so na se bibi cry ye political parties people dey nka mo difficulty be sign they see 2016 na yenya ekosi nkonya na yenya agitu mu senhwehwe no betimi asiesie so mo bibi kra mo atosia mo free parties ne se na take kind no ebia na eka NDC e beka CPP ana e beka MPP mo free parties ne nya na mo fa ntumu anim na yenya ya no nko benkro we there mo gina simpie so e na mo se ehwehwe na mo hu already say no ma mo mpe no ye wom because electoral which person we re-election no political party back. Yes sir, how do you get cooperation? Enti ni nya chire no. Electoral Commission ye be bomb abaso. Say enne omo frɛ NDC any parties ni nya. NDC for omo say omo person electoral commission here from omo person media for so ba ho. Electoral Commission apene so. Eme de pa media for nya monko. Ye the time I seem to be Electoral Commission register. Ye big press conference. You fancy big press conference. And ye there dancing nya back eto Ghana for enemy. Enti media they a dancing beto manim dey bibia ye hu bia. Enti omonko no mo fa dancing dey nya to Electoral Commission parties nya so ho. So twasuma na ye omunya omun decide kwan ya ebe fa so na de asiesie at the end of the day no me Ghana election there me share election 2000 na Rollins atna so be 20 years obi ayem hwehwe no say NDC en winia one hwe Rollins on peneso enti na ni PM hwehwe enipa abrofu piombo kroma kra ni omnya afri kroma ko omu se bibibesi I am fata nanso nyame ncha ade yetimi ye 2000 elections no ema NDC eluzu ye ema ye transfer power ema NPP intimi after 2000 elections too sophisticated for that omu domo manage party enti marishe mu se ye bekwa koye election no ntawantawa ya bay ebesiesie they ko ye election no be win obe win no when and I'm that's it but then this is for advert on the band everyone wapa say show mose fata enye papa mom tumu nansi ha Now some more advert there, more the bar.
So with their business.
Huh?
A business. They feel that it's a platform they can advertise. And yeah.
Platform now unji.
But Ombekasa also, but Ombe business.
And that didn't Ombekasa also.
It's their choice. Almost at some point when you were the communication director, you boycotted some radio.
Yeah, fire adverting alcohol.
One from advertising alcohol.
That's the difference.
Well,
principle.
That's your choice.
Principle.
No, the principle was never to engage with Kokroko. Almost in Kasa na Embe Kasa. But they never said they won't do business.
I think me am here Juma with you. Me Kasa me shadow. Say damimi intimi nchirim. But principle to withdraw from Kokroko, they will bet me actually.
No, to withdraw from Kokroko is different from doing business with Kokroko. But they're actually doing business with Peace FM. It's Peace FM that decides where they should play.
They chose
when a client walks in, no cry advert or no client in the say me baby article in an Akumea war and I'm a peha.
Omo boycott they indicate say Adik maybe sir media
Atik almost see program no enye
na man kasa almost say enema bia ekoso program so omani nye ho
enti anya okay omani nje ho na nima bia ekoso program omani nje ho a na mo de mo advert ba bede mo advert de ni beje ho o ma me kasa but o advert kasa tie o advert no kasa o unim za
no but the omuka discussion no
advert no kasa
kasa
na so ma me kasa the advert no kwa kasa free no pozo ma advert na utries ka no na oba
na Akumea
enya chom jetum ne enko
na Akumea unim me ne apani bi o hello from my friend no King Edward the slave
sa asante for a microphone no ani din o de mo ho na ano e mo pro even say
King Edward the slave
nti who say ka wo kumasi a ngi afrel
dem bacho me the cardinal na
kana ro ka boy we boy
muntimi mongu because me ma dey free kumasi na ba ha cardinal dey obogu dey na yima di mom
nti kid advert say dey
o say omo wache eno
ana
Samson kwa me nyame je say me kanche na Akumea so omanache
ono ni matini din ono ni onso Kumasi
Samson nyame je
onso Kumasi
ono hello omo Kumasi
pacho ono ye je na manager Kumasi
okay me je ne so pa
nti o so omo wache why
me so me chiao
yo sa wo ho ye omo mi sa wo ho ye
pa me ti ha de na chise me ho ye pa nyame adaro ndisi fo nya atwum na na ma me
enyo wasem jama o nka o masem anyway meko Atik so sesi anenso yenu anu amutie o hello FM Kumasi ya mamu nyina ache na mon hye no nso ma yese nyame adom a memenda ebe na awotwe na enyina ye behia wo adweso afi BCI Ghana work for the cure against breast cancer adweso na ye de hihye so nyame adom a eye memenda edi anim ni na awotwe ye nyina ye de be hihye so ewo adweso ye nyina ye beba ntane ya de bia ye no enyina ba be kan busuafo a wokumase won Samson kwa menyame che King Edward amenya kwatefa ku no adwa prebi ene omo a eka ho na ye de nante na hyehye so ba be ka Dr. Wiafeni ni team ho na ye de nante na ahyehye so ewo Kumasi nti this year's BCI Ghana work for the cure no nyame ya adoma ebeba so next week, that is the 12th of October 2024 ewo etweso mon shanen so emfa emaye adi galam say
any day say can the way I sit here look, it is obvious that Leonardo abain see aye kase enye na adwin say obekutia galamsey, and it is obvious in the actions of the president, in the actions of the ministers, and everybody else who claims to be working for Abaino. Omadwin say galamsey ni dia enya dia ibekutia says yem kuntia ne says here. In fact, we can say Sakrana just said they have plans of doing so in the future. Omachre say enya dia ompeso mukutia. You see, Adi Ekodru Pempensua na afi it started affecting ensure ye numkra na CSUs Emma Omuhusu, including organized labor and so forth. the demand by all CSOs and organized labor, it was one. And it said, I buy in Munimuya, small scale mining, artisanal mining. So, because one, yes, Anna, there's no way you can't find sustainable solutions to the problem without an immediate cessation of the activities of ASM. Then I buy response by now by the buy. Almost there be my economy will collapse. Anytime be near excuse me say yes idea Wagana and dear. Not just economy will collapse. And your my dream galamse because I said yes, you small scale mining, you can galamse no muzo yen between small scale mining and galamsey. There's no difference if you ask me.
How?
You see, when we galamsey phone, it is artisans are almost year on small scale mining concessions. And who have no concessions and now there's a fine line. In fact, it's even very hard to tell the difference between Obia or license to do small scale mining. Any Obia or Nibi, they all cause destruction to the forest in the same way. Because Obia or concession or license was so now so or to me a Juma tran concession no. Why would they Juma small scale for you? Any artisanal miners here. The way move to Amenano, the way move dream is the same way. And sometimes they don't limit themselves to the concessions now they are more mono. Until Nipandi license better say I'm a concessionaire. Yet the concession mami until I am legally allowed to mine. Meanwhile, you all are trying to blocks, and the methods I see on Vanya mining, and you be no yet. So between your only licenses and your oil licenses, no the corona because the very people who work on illegal sites, are the very people who work on the small scale mine on the license sites. And their modus operandi stays the same. Until I'm prempino, your cars are problem here. You don't just say small scale mining, but you say artisanal and small scale mining. Because the two have become so intertwined, so it's difficult to even price them apart. What is here? Until you can your air cost here. If we are looking for a solution to near air cost, the first and the best thing, and it's we cease all small scale mining activities, all artisanal mining activities. I say trim. Minka said they should ban them forever, but let's suspend them with a view to finding sustainable solutions. Now, the last time I was here, legal. There is nothing illegal about doing so. Suspending the activities of ASM, illegal and illegal. In 2017, for 6 months, you can say we're suspending the activities. We extended the Manuko 1 year because we shared the Minerals and Mining Act, 2006, Act 703. No, Section 87. Emma minister to me to revoke any license of anybody oil small scale mining if in the estimation of the minister it is in the public interest. Now I'm saying fighting against it in the public interest. Let's say see we are suspending their activities. We're crying cause or revoke your licenses. So the act does not say that you can revoke it when in fact of course portions say if they offend the act. But the last part of section talks about say when it is in the public interest to so do. And you don't even need to say we can say once you feel some more activities and what public interest and you revoking their licenses in the public interest and no crowd to me not suspending their activities into aban what to me so mbet me but only nti aban to me as I say when we small scale mine galamsey me say small scale mine artisanal mine and galamsey no nyina ya de kro now say galamsey aye kan ho asami the origin of galamsey and say nkrofo ana small large scale miners yi omuye wia na omukwa na artisancy ana artisanal miners ya baso no mu fan kakran ne aka wo form na omu sisa no no ma sisa matise the galamsey comes from gather himself. Nti no ma be yi ne omu ehunu ana ne aka no no omu e de akoton. Say that is not what they are doing. Small scale miners, they are not doing an artisanal miners are any more. That's not what they are doing anymore. Ye the artisanal miners ebe good small scale mining sites so a ni omo ye no omo the excavators na edwiri na etutu amna omo they are destroying the forest. And sometimes people say oh there are people who don't do alluvial mining. Enya alluvial mining kwa na sense you know. Sometimes ni omo ye wo forest no mo create amna a directing so a ebeko water bodies ni mu. Until whether they are mining in the water bodies or in forest reserves, sometimes some activities don't follow the rules and the regulations, mining regulations, until they create channels emans you echo good water bodies no more. And says there's no difference between Crawford who claim they are doing small scale mining, almost say environment, and artisanal miners. The corona. And kanina na eka galamsey no, that's not the galamsey we know today. Into a galamsey, which is we've grown to give the meaning galamsey to people who are doing destructive mining. And yet people who are doing illegal mining, people who are doing destructive mining. And yet just illegal mining, destructive mining. Small scale phone count, artisanal miners no so count. What is here? Until for you to find a solution to Nyomuye, the damage their vocation to our environment and to our water bodies, I say we suspend your activities. The Minister of Natural Resources is not interested in doing so. The President couldn't even be bothered. Now near Ayon who cran say, Aban wage to Musa forest dear. Yes, say a bon by no. Yes, see a canino na mining in forest reserves. The way as see a ye no. Aban Edim Rabbi, they introduce an ally. The Environmental Protection Act regulations are omodiba no. Says you see idea yetimi ye mining in forest reserves. And the mining the regulation and airline does not specify which of the mining categories nebetimi mining in forest reserve. And for which reason small scale miners now have licenses to mine in forest reserves. And
permanent small scale miners omo general secretary kasa not to be an Akumea here. Also omo adwuma no the law does not allow
which
them.
Law?
You
see, when you read the
let me land, please. Okay. Let me land. Also, it does not allow them to mine in the forest because, according to law, normally, to mine in the forest, you require a certain capacity. So, to do so, omun level no inti emrano makwan emo forest. That is what he said.
You see, are you telling me say small scale mining concessions, they are off reserve size?
That's what he said. And
it's not true. We see, anything American, there's a fine line between Crawford who are destructive mine and Crawford who claim their license to mine legally. Because okay, you see, he's not being truthful. A woman say Mrano say, in fact, PNDC law 218 and even Minas Act now, which incorporated our PNDC law about small scale mining. Now it was clear say you are not allowed to mine in forest reserve. But says here, small scale mining, is a problem. Why do we consider it destructive? It's because of Juma Moya forest.
No, I think there are two things here. I think you are mixing it up.
Yeah.
The fact say, Onipano, oh yeah, Juma.
No, people have been giving concessions in forest reserves. That's what I'm saying. Okay, me too.
Hey, and then the way hype out.
No, when it comes to Galamsey,
the fact say Obisha Forester, oh yeah, Juma. And Chrese Nipan, Ebia Ubi Naman license say, on Kokoye Juma ho. Wawa can say, Kofobi or Omo Ye Juma, even ye Ubiama or Mutumin, so Omo Ye Juma, almost Ye Juma Nibi. And I make a choice.
That is one.
And I make a choice. The General Secretary says, or say, Omo no share no Modi Juma, Omo ni who quines or Mukoquainum, and this Ebi Obi ni who quine. Now Wakoa, it doesn't make it right. And it doesn't mean that
nobody Obi and you are require to claim say I have mineral right over this concession when that mineral right has not been granted. Illegally, but there are people with concessions in forest reserves, even though the law doesn't say so. That's the point I'm saying. They have mineral rights over concessions in forest areas. Why is it that police for no MEC police for soldier for no when we introduced and when we launched Operation Vanguard, Omu rap forest no coaching Crawford, then they show say, oh, we are in India, we are legal miners. Why has it become a major issue? Why is small scale mining becoming a problem? Because people have been giving mineral rights over concessions in forest reserves. And to make it, Mrana Homodiba, made it easy for people to obtain our licenses, no. What you say? And I'm saying, say problem ya bedroom and penso soon. The least the government can do, and say in the meantime, Yanka say ban activities of small scale miners, but suspend more activities, because baby a distraction na bedroom, no. I try be careful. What him say? The various interventions, Vanguard, Halt, and all kinds of interventions are after 2020. When was the last time you heard the minister talking about Galamsey? Until recently. To the extent that Mampenyina Ankasa, when a certain mining entity was accused of doing illegal mining, Mampenyin was the one offering defense for some entity. No, how then do you win the fight against Galamsey? The president said he has put his presidency on the line because at the time the anger of Ghanaians was genuine and it was pervasive. Now about Galamsey. Until you dared not, in fact, he dared not say, media, enyadia, mekase, mekutia Galamsey, because he would have gone against him. Until Okase, he's putting his presidency on the line, saying, Galamsey, well, not Galamsey, mining constituencies. He doesn't even care if he loses there, because he did a comparative analysis of losing the votes from mining areas, and losing many more votes outside of those areas, which one was a lesser evil? So he decided to go for Niebeman winning elections. After elections, he went to sleep. And there is this also unsubstantiated claim say MPP losing many seats in mining areas. And you know, so if the president put his AE on the line and he did not lose a lot of the constituencies are mining women, why did he all of a sudden, go quiet on the issues of Galamsey? And namely, what is Galamsey? What is the president that can't him? He had a glorious opportunity. Called GJA Awards 90. The GJA president spoke to the issue of Galamsey. Like the way air high and near Esa he conveniently did not even utter a word about Galamsey. What you say? Until Galamsey Zemzemi. Look, ye do pempenswa abaning ye na adwin say obe kwetia Galamsey. It is obvious. When this issue came, all the minister could say is say ye suspend no more in economy be collapse, and that we share the issue of Galamsey now. The various ministers, regional ministers need this issue, and some will intensify more efforts, which was an admission said they had gone to sleep. And the irony is Galamsey say forest, and they are going about securing 30 million and the rest of it, claiming they are going to conserve our forest, and they are going to do reforestation. You don't. It doesn't make sense to me. Say, yenim say near say environment near say forest near, but we are busy going for money because I don't rescue bar. I'm on volume no more. Instead of investing more energy in stopping Galamsey, which is a major, in fact, a major driver of deforestation, the destruction of young forests and even water bodies. No, you see, I know the collapse economy. No, Nemomianko UAE, Nangoji $30 million. Nayambra say Ebebuayama, we work on preserving our forests, biodiversity areas, and dealing with issues of climate change. Climate change, we are signatory to the Paris Agreement, and the Paris Agreement requires every party to the agreement say udi wa nhihye wujidi say san nhihye amedi be ebebua me ama ma achieve the objects of the Paris Agreement. Your friend the nationally determined contributions. Ghana has a document. In fact, we even revised it. I think somewhere in 2022 and not 2021. We revised our NDC, and in the previous and the revised one, what is clear is that Abai must invest a lot in preserving your forests. So if you want to achieve the objects of the Paris Agreement, which is about climate change, say we must all intensify our climate change mitigation efforts. Now you decide now so ye side forest. What are we doing to ourselves? Then we turn around and go and take money from Adam Crawford. Say we want to do forest conservation.
And I think the crack is saying,
No crack one say, Abai enye ladwin say galamsey di ombe kwetia. And of course, the MP for obviously Asokore the impo a free constituency cry friends.
Afijasi
Asokore. Onu Okan Pembe, in fact, he spoke the mind of government in the clearest terms possible. Say as far as galamsey ekwedi, enya di ombe kutia galamsey ne omu kuntia galamsey ochina. Until what I'm calling on in is a Ghana for nyina. Look, galamsey poses an existential threat to yen nyina survivor. Now as abansi onye bibi mfa ho dia, we as citizens must rise up. CSOs have indicated say their disdain, their disgust at near Kosono. I think we must move beyond the press conferences, the press releases, and look, let's engage in the kind of action that will force government to act. Until I say democracy have free. Idea muye say mubeye to draw attention to the issue of galamsey and demand say abembe young bibino. You engage in excesses, it's no longer about galamsey. It's about the excesses you engaged in. Until organized labor has indicated say they are meeting to discuss or more action now. They had indicated earlier. No, Yensu in civil society, we are also putting ourselves together. There must be series of demonstrations and symbolic speeches to indicate to our bands and near course de yabunju. One was a canine freshwater bodies na galamsey say. Says yes, a quadruple. Where are we headed from here? It is a sad situation. And it's even sadder. Say Abanye and Adrian say Opeso Kutia Galamsey. But we as citizens must rise up and demand from our government say Onyo will be. Otherwise, a bedroom maybe will be importing water into this country. Already we are seeing the signs. We'll be importing water into this country. Country and Yankupo are shrine with freshwater bodies. Because of your actions and negligence of government to deal with a problem in tea. A bedroom maybe no. We'll be importing water from elsewhere. And that is not the kind of life as Ghana for. I say, we should tolerate. That's Nana.
Business of Medas, Papa Patik Mohammed. Nana Akumea.
Nana,
Papa.
The minion galamsey asemi ahum tie pa. Yenya enim sena galamsey essay yensuo ene ye kwaye ene ya sase ti nyese afene ba be bobo. Abaya ababetwem abaya etiso. Oma yeshishe so mbe kwetia galamsey. But then Rouse and Enas and I may share stories be a free President Mills Bresso. And she shall no de see or see be kwetia galamsey. I mean who dream me? I'm saying, hey, a Juma way a shall see a check. Yebeka Yira President Mahama. I also buy a free 2013. Galamsey send me dio money nyapa my beka President Mahama the ministerial task force the soldier for tie omechi Ankusiaga Emma 2016 minister no for environment Mahama Yariga ejitu mu se abana ye no betimi aye nanso ntokwa no Ankusiaga ntika ka onu kwa apode anka ye hwe kwan a a crime for you be regularize illegal small scale mining. They are regular. After 3 years of tax force, 2013 to 2016, Yera Kufa don't so buy or also Osidebi or also a bit quintia a bit twasso. Not to Simbia or no so better no CC near Quintia Galamsey. I don't put us or say. And this kind of be lose election, own lose because on G2 pass a seat me kutia galamsey. John also a year do bet me. And also set here ministerial tax force the soldier for tayo mechi. A koya ne asena a home for swa. Emi crew must say, see a major galamsey or
Isutem.
Those days no consul unam main road now. Now, Osha kwan no left no right. Because your tongue excavators ukrumo. They are parking left no right near. And no kwa intesa. Assassin momo no mo you can say assassin to recover it. I can say
proclamation.
I can say assassin na say omutimi dua na almost say na omutimi nye but galamsey no say na ano odin first wo kromo ho no a coffin but a free 2021 na ban ye nya be gia tum say ase aban hihye no for galamsey na coffin kakra ama eneno Ghana water and kasa bade abetu dwa say afedie nsuo na mo bennoa e de ama Ghana for no ehun ya edi so na ube udwen hu say na dentina president Akufo-Addo ahoden pii ye hyemu ye nya be kai ye edu we be kwa Ghana for crossing hihye na ode aba na no ode ndodo we kai I can say ye hu machine excavator bia yes afi na be chi excavator no say nipa no ni akofhwehwem yen destroy yen she excavator no on site on person tibibia when we Ghana for crack can say wa hwa na ebeti amra na free ano she but na papa na ni abre pa akosi 2021 yen ebeje atum say ase tokwa no abafom men Ghana water for esui na medwen ho a you say nenti ade ba ko a galamsey ntokwa no asa aba from a free 2020 isusu say politics na the bear mu 2020 election amboa say yera mahama etimi kachre nipa say moto aba mame o election na medinko nimu a nipa ya chiom dia call court na court dioma to efiase so mo ye galamsey ese nsuo ese asase ese kwaye ese koko ese body ne banche eduane aya chiom ose moto abama mia me yom nya no masamba beto medwuma so na NPP party NDC party omo executives call round galamsey site after galamsey site e nipa kutupa se monto abama na moto abama e betwa asase no more amamo papa no say deputy kubu just na o say asuma si we am de na ba hey no de che galamsey for nipa ne e2 galamsey no ni obi akọ say nipa we a original minchen or na se moto abama ye a ne e ba power on ye de obey ye de ye be appointed na we twa asase amamo ntimi ne ba na wa shebo so na muso ma hye ne so no for be back god damn it emebe ye galamsey be ye politics 2020 ebani sa emonipa na okwenti galamsey no so party na ba mo bebu so but eneno baby a yakwa kodu yemfa politics no entonche parties niya and ring committee omo to the fight against galamsey na yen hwe kwan a yebesiesie hwe parties niya can say ese etimi regularize no magnetic ase ne say yebesiesie nipa na emo ye galamsey ne be mo ntitiye ne amom kande se ne be ya adwuma na omo ye no ebe ye legal cheze se na mra no e kire no na se sei no kwan ya mo fa so de ye omo adwuma no etia mra ne se men tu insuo mu se obe aye no kwaye wo ho a ye kwan a ye no a ense kwaye no pi na afi no wia obetimi na de apo na kan reclaim no
esesi asase
na wia obesesi asase ni be man nipa ni nya ntete se na be omuntu galamsey no wonsuo mu omunfa divert insuo enfen koye omodwuma na ense nsuo no na afi ne kwan obesesi asase no so mu wie the friend responsible minor early parties in ya asisa no be no but say no nsuo na ese no chese sele nipa no 82 gallons ese no nsuo enti abaya yete so aye NPP de asede se politics so enye politics so ye behwe na sa emremrem ya galamse na ye wo nsuo no ma ese nsuo na Ghana water and kasa be kase omo hihye ya omde buom na no nsuo ma Ghana fo adnom no hihye na idin so omo kasa ba be kasa na ese aban etu wanamo na me gidi sa aban betu wanamo nansi ati se president Akufo-Addo assign asset ya tax force ministerial tax force so omo hwe ekwan ya emremrem nim he ya no ombe kwantia enti meje na menwa atike ken ba menje ntum se aban no ebe fodo ni yams you can say fodo yams you can say
so obe
kan ezagu no
aban no be kan ezagu no bo se na atike ken de menje ndi meje di se aban ni nim se na sede se especially insuo na ye tum na esensuo obetu wana when I was setting up tax force no na mepo acho na ya chairman of the tax force no ya na wamana baha
kanapa
yeah
obeba
another number well I don't know one friend
maybe bisa
what a friend eh what friend no abase ni ya ye
sani awo kan we zeal ni ntina me say woni bibia mimi ni
o dey try na wamba ni enye hu
okay
but don't try say upe say Ghana 40 in share because minya demonstrations here say galam say tin here demonstration and then matisa labor so say almost so many abre say the here galam say and into no friend nipa na odano task force say o brane antie Ghana for ntie share na new task force e sure so beba wow nti moji dis aban betu ho na mo but na edo e dey edin na nipa no so mo tu won say wa utimi say wadwuma say dwuma ya wo ye ni yi a adwuma no bekoso wanye ni yi a adwuma no ebegu na wa adwuma a wo ye na utimi kotena nsuo mu wa onim say esubontin a etene pra re nsuo pra nsuo an cobra a no na nipa ni pi ye no ama omo so nya nsuo no na wo de wo machine akotena mu na wo tu o senso so say utimi say wa wadwuma na wo say no cause ebe ma nibre aba ene na nibre aba nibre bai na sand soldier for ba wadwuma na ebegu arentin na wa pe kwan a obeye adwuma no in such a way say nibre emba en senso say na say no say etu omfo but menua river bodies no titru ene na ho abansem it should be possible say a buying would stop the river mine galamsey in the river, whether small scale, whether big scale, whether galamsey, whether legal, whether illegal. River bodies no they say etimi stop ye ko enim menyam dase
ate me so me dase I think my phone
okay nan kan because
no say boy 11 yanka a democracy hub look cry
my phone
enam di wie
na no ni na me bo ko fish mte na man time kakra
okay anono tabe no ba
Kofi I saw cost 10
awo ene
me de ne nam pese me kan say kanapa committee there just bibi because adia ehie ni menu ya say be suspend we now so yes ya ti committee senior task force ya since ya on the committee that task force no how many weeks ni say go 1 month
minim say na watch me
me say go 1 month every 2 weeks this we are in the 3rd week and 4th week
just on Kenya on sa na okay
that's the point and you see papa papa na o say on be interview na ya obisa question me obeba
no friend so how did you friend
any journalist be omuti and no pay the chairman of the task force and Juma omuye what they have done so far and what they intend to do
na ko
wamba na mo asa ma yehu say mo friend but bana wamba it's very important
I don't send them the sounds were for us na now
papa
share sa democracy how be and they will be say and na kwan police for the omo fa so enye kwan court the omo fa so enye court the omo remand you for 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks na no she do the doso. Nanso benti se nipa na omo kasa no. Omo etu nkrofo no so efo se omo ba no me pachew. Demonstrators no, democracy hub no. Name omo ye na enye nim se enye. Now also we had demonstration edia ama akenya aban sa aban kuntia galamsey. If you say nipa no mutu galamsey no, omu tiamra, omu say ensu na kenka. Now also demonstration na oya ensu tiamra. How do you ask for equity? Who bisa for equity? By who your hands are dirty. Na oko block hospital. Nipa no odi o manim mate so no ye wie no se o yare nti no so ko hospital. Na Akumea benya time asaka sase mu. Mame ntwa so. Mame conclude. Enti no nipa na ka se na police for na court. Omo man the crofo no so no should be own up to their responsibility or irresponsibility. Na mo pacha. Na ye nyen se o ma pacha de ya na ye hwe kwan e befa so. Na omo sorry na court amom 2 weeks na police ejuma nkrofo ekodi uko yi police car key uko ye America e be shoot two crowds and be so asem America uko tam police car 2 key di dwane dan say nam di chato UK menim say menu ayati we hu a eni be ko block road demonstration here be a jail 5 years for blocking road na mo de ma block road to a hospital. Now you are na court na police actually na put na court that boni amoye no mo accept responsibility first and afi e betimi adjoin ni apacho amam.
Martin na Akumea me so me da se papa. Now this one is for the